After an historic week in which Bradley Wright Phillips registered his 100th MLS goal and Alphonso Davies secured a record-breaking transfer to Bayern Munich, we bring you all the best action from another dramatic weekend in MLS. Let's start in Seattle.
The Sounders' new designated player got off the mark at San Jose in midweek.
Down for Rui Diaz! Seattle's on the board!
New York City played a day later in Florida and also claimed 3 points.
Still 10 on, 2-0 to NYCFC.
Their busy weeks continued when they faced each other on Sunday. Your commentators, Matt Jackson and Dave Farah.
Medina trying to find a way through, and referee deciding that's a free kick. I think one or two of the Seattle fans think was maybe a soft one. Maxi Morales, and he whips it in, and he's so unlucky.
Yeah, it's a great angle for him, a great distance out. Probably wouldn't have put it down any differently. Uses the wall and just whips it around.
There's Roldan, now Alonso. Deflected through, it's Roldan! Eventually they find a way. Christian Roldan's second of the season. And Seattle's excellent recent form continues.
They've had good width, certainly down that right-hand side all the time. It's just that little ricochet they get lucky with, but it's a fantastic first touch that Roldan takes, sets himself up for the opportunity, and gets the shot off really quickly to beat Sean Johnson.
Now Nuhu. Rolled in by Ladero. Starting to play a bit now, aren't they? And Svensson with a screamer. The Sounders lead it by 2-0. Thanks to a pile driver from Gustav Svensson.
What an outstanding strike has to beat that man. Again, going the right way to his right-hand side, gets his dive in early. This whistles into the bottom corner. What good play again. I thought the attack might have broken down. Who plays a really good little ball, and then it's just a perfect weight, one that you run onto. But a lot of times you're going to hit these and they end up in row's head, but this is a perfect strike.
It's hard to see New York City getting back into this. Might change here. Good touch from Lewis. Now Burgett to roll it in.
Oh.
Jesus Medina does get them back into it.
They give the ball away, as they've actually been looking like they might do on occasion. It's their own set piece, and that's a lovely ball in. Fantastic ball from Burgett. Gets the visitors back in this game.
Here goes Ladero to curl one in, terrific save. And then Rui Diaz, Johnson back on his feet already. There's Nuhu for shit, appeals for a hand. It's dragged back. Chaos inside the New York City penalty area.
It was an awfully good strike and it went ever so fast. It's a really incisive passing, good movement. That's a fantastic save.
Opens up now for Ship. Seattle have their win now, surely. Booming finish from Harry Ship.
That's terrible defending. That throw should never be allowed to be played in there. And it's another fine finish once again. Sean Johnson getting beaten by pace, but that's just way too easy.
Finishes at CenturyLink Field. Seattle Sounders 3, New York City FC 1.
For me right now, I'm confident, but I'm also, every game is different in terms of what I think the team needs to win games, and I think that's why, the most proud I am is, since I started playing again, we've been winning games, and for me, that's what I take pride in, and it's not the goals, it's not the assists, it's about winning games.
Prior to coaching MLS All-Stars in midweek, Atlanta United's Tata Martino took his table-topping 5 stripes to Montreal, looking to add to their 6 wins on the road this season. Impact goalkeeper Evan Bush kept Miguel Almiron and Hector Villalba from opening the scoring for Atlanta after 27 minutes. But 3 minutes later, he was left unprotected by his defence. The league's runaway leading goal scorer Joseph Martinez, free to head home his 23rd of what's been a record-breaking season for the Venezuelan. If Montreal's defending for the opening goal was somewhat loose, it certainly wasn't any tighter in the lead-up to Atlanta's second, 11 minutes after the break. Franco Escobar and Julian Gressel had them floundering before Martinez poached MLS goal number 24 for the year. It did nothing to improve the mood of Montreal coach Remy Gard, who was serving a 1-game touchline ban. Impact captain Ignacio Piatti scored 17 MLS goals in each of his previous 2 seasons. He went close to scoring his 11th of 2018. Brad Guzan, Atlanta's last line of defence. The Argentinian was not going to be denied for a second time. With 3 minutes to go, Piatti unleashed an unstoppable shot, which proved to be little more than a consolation, as Atlanta secured another 3 points on the road.
After bringing up his century of goals, Bradley Wright Phillips started on the bench for the New York Red Bulls, who hope to build on their 3 consecutive wins as they hosted the Columbus Crew. 7 minutes in, the Crew were in front, Jonathan Mensah sweeping home his first goal since last September. The Red Bulls looked to reply instantly and very nearly did. Aaron Long with a powerful header that was turned away by Zach Steffen. Patrick Mullins was making his first start for Columbus since moving from DC United, and he took advantage of some sloppy home team defending 24 minutes in. Harrison Afful with the pass, Mullins eventually going alone to make it 2-0. Remarkably, for a team that has struggled so much on the road of late, the Crew led 3-0 just after the half hour. Sean Davis heading into his own net from a Pedro Santos corner. With BWP and Kaku thrown on at half-time, it was all set for a second-half Red Bulls comeback, and they gave it a go. Wright Phillips and Daniel Royer heavily involved in the build-up to Mensah, adding an own goal to his first-half goal. And with a quarter of the game remaining, Chris Armas's team gave themselves serious hope. Kaku with the perfect cross for Royer to head home his 6th MLS goal of the season. The Red Bulls had the wind in their sails, and when Kaku played in Wright Phillips with 5 minutes remaining, the 3-3 draw looked on. Neither the Red Bulls record breaker nor Alex Muyl could force it home though, and the Crew held on for a significant win.
The Western Conference leaders FC Dallas rolled into Kansas City looking for their first win at Children's Mercy Park for almost 7 years. It had been 9 months since Michael Barrios last scored for Dallas in MLS. His personal drought ended midway through the first half, giving the diminutive Colombian a chance to brush off the goal-scoring cobwebs. Gerso Fernandez scored in the corresponding fixture last season. 5 minutes into the second half, some nifty footwork, a laser-guided finish saw him equalise for Sporting Kansas City. But once you've rediscovered the goal-scoring habit, why wait to add to it? That was Barrios' approach as he cheekily scored his second of the game to restore FC Dallas's lead. And he wasn't finished there. With 16 minutes to go, Barrios struck for a third time. First career hat-trick, matching the number of goals he scored during the whole of last season. SKC scored again deep into injury time. Daniel Shallowy's strike, too little, too late, on a night that belonged to Barrios.
The Portland striker Fernando Adi has reportedly agreed on a move away from Providence Park, and the Nigerian was on the bench for what could be his final Timbers match against the Houston Dynamo. His team started outstandingly. Albus Powell with the run and cross, and Sebastian Blanco arriving right on cue to slam the Timbers into a 7th-minute lead. 12 minutes in, though, the Dynamo were level. A poor defensive giveaway by the home team, allowing Albert Elise to tee up Romel Kyoto for the equaliser. It was an entertaining first half, and the Timbers might have retaken the lead halfway through it when Dayron Asprilla produced a spectacular overhead kick, which Joe Willis did well to turn away. Both teams were creating chances, and Kyoto should have had a second goal when Elise again picked him out in space. This time, though, he could only guide his header wide. And so, with 10 minutes remaining and the departing Adi on as a substitute, the story had a remarkable ending. Penalty area chaos as Blanco and Diego Valeri tried to find a way through, and then Adi pounced to score his 54th and probably final regular season Timbers goal. Not bad, as dramatic farewells go. The LA Galaxy left it late against local rivals LAFC last time, and they'd need to summon up that character once more against Orlando. Your commentators for this one, Gary Breen and Phil Blacker.
In towards Kleshin, who has time to take a touch. Higuita again, and he'll score. Scores his 4th goal of the season. And the Lions lead in California.
Dwight made a brilliant run to stretch the LA defence back into their own penalty area. That created space then for Higuita. And what an accomplished finish. Brilliant start by Orlando.
Ibrahimovic nodding it down. Giovanni Dos Santos does get his shot away and picks out the bottom corner. LA Galaxy level.
Look what's incredible about that. The Zlatan pulls to the far post. We've seen it so often. And the size of the man, you've got to accept he's going to win his fair share of headers. When that happens, midfield areas have to get in and around that 10 area and make sure there's no space for anyone. They don't do any of that. What a finish there.
Jonathan Dos Santos takes the free kick, turned goalwards, and it's a decent stop, actually, from Earl Edwards Jr.
It's a fabulous save. The pace is on the delivery. Kamara's just looking to steer it into that far post.
Here come the Lions. Higuita switching it wide in from Klesjan and turned in. They're back in front. Would you believe it? Ofsiani, I think, the unfortunate final touch there.
I couldn't understand the decision by Klesjan not to settle the ball and strike himself. It looked a poor cross in the end. But Siani can't get his feet right.
Still plenty to aim for in the middle. Ibrahimovic going up and doing what he does best. It hasn't taken long, has it, for Zlatan to get in on the act at the start of the second half. What a difference maker this could be.
Zlatan's made that look easy, but it's not. That is genuine top-class centre-forward play. I think we've definitely got some more goals to come.
Just going to suggest there might be much more in this yet. Here come the Galaxy with Pontius. And only the bar denies Dos Santos.
The Santos can't believe it. Ball's played into him. Pontius showing great quality. Really unorthodox style in terms of hitting that strike at goal. Just seems to jab at it with his laces.
El Munir taking on Romney. And delivering dangerously, perfectly into the path of Dwyer. And for the 3rd time in the game, Orlando City lead.
Look how he gets up like an old-fashioned style number 9. to a bullet header back into that near post. Goalkeeper's rooted, doesn't even dive for it, knows as soon as the contact's made, it's a goal.
You do feel the physical effects of the trip, and the week might catch up with Orlando City. Can they catch up here with Kamara? Ibrahimovic, 3-3. It had been coming. Zlatan gets his second goal of the game. LA Galaxy level it up for the third time in the game.
Leaving yourself 2v2 against an LA Galaxy team when you're leading at this late stage is dreadful. The quality of the pass from Kamara to Zlatan, and you only ever think there's one outcome. What a finish.
Dominant period of possession, this from the Galaxy. And it goes again out by Amro Tarek, only as far as Ibrahimovic! Hat-trick!
Well, he talks a good game, but he can back it up. The touch initially to set the ball, there was only ever one outcome, and what a strike.
The Galaxy win it by 4-3.
I have almost 500 goals in my career, and I try to stay focused every ball I get in front of the goal to score. And I remember Van Basten told me when I played in Ajax, the best way to help your team is to score. And that is what I tried to do, but I should have scored 2 more, but I was too tired in the end. I'm sorry.
7 days after winning in Chicago, MLS Cup holders Toronto welcomed the Fire to BMO Field, looking to improve their chances of making the playoffs. The form of playmaker Sebastian Giovinco will be crucial to their cause, as will that of striker Josie Altidore, who scored his first MLS goal since March, having only recently returned from a long-term injury layoff. Toronto-born Jonathan Osorio is also considered a key component in the TFC team, and after an improvised cross by Giovinco, it was he who extended the home team's lead with 18 minutes to go. Toronto was showing glimpses of their high-octane attacking play of last year, and having been involved in both goals, Giovinco was a hair's breadth from turning up the heat on the Fire. The Italian must have felt like he was going to miss out on the goals when, with only a couple of minutes left, he struck the woodwork for the second time. But 45 seconds later, and with the help of a deflection, Giovinco made the score sheet, as he had done in the reverse fixture the previous week. A sigh of relief for Giovinco, another important win for Toronto.
The Vancouver Whitecaps now have only the rest of the season to enjoy the spectacular talents of their 17-year-old star, Alphonso Davies, after his move to Bayern Munich was finalised this week. Minnesota United had won 3 in a row before heading to Canada, but they were no match for Davies and his inspired teammates. Jordi Reyna opening the scoring just after the half hour. Reyna soaked up the plaudits for his twinkle-toed dribble, but would soon be eclipsed by the man of the moment, Davies. A Minnesota giveaway, and then a surging, skillful run for the teenager's 4th goal of the season, 11 minutes into the second half. Minnesota were pushing to try and find a way back into the game and left themselves vulnerable to a counter-attack, which duly arrived. Davies carrying the ball and then timing his pass perfectly for Kai Kamara to slot home his 9th goal of the season. So the Caps cruising to a comfortable win, but there was a twist in the tail 8 minutes from time when Ibson headed home cleverly from a corner. And then 5 minutes after that, the dancing feet of Darwin Quintero teed up Abu Danladi to drag the visitors to within 1 goal of an unlikely draw. Carl Robinson suddenly looked nervous. But the day belonged to Davies. If Bayern Munich fans had worries about the quality of their new signing, he certainly put any Bavarian doubters right. Another impressive run, followed by a thumping finish to cap a coming-of-age display.
Kellen Acosta made his Colorado Rapids debut away to Wayne Rooney's DC United, who were captained by the Englishman in only his 4th appearance for the club. It took less than half an hour for Acosta to be at the heart of proceedings for his new employers. After Edgar Castillo was ruled to have been brought down by Junior Moreno, Acosta stepped up to take the resulting penalty. It proved to be an inauspicious start for the Rapids' new recruit. Understandably, Rooney's arrival in MLS has been met with a great deal of fanfare, and just after half an hour he showed why. His first DC goal. Having beaten his former Manchester United teammate Tim Howard to open the scoring, it was then denied by the 39-year-old early in the second half. With 8 minutes left, the DC United defence was left exposed as Colorado sought an equaliser. And after missing his chance in the first half, Acosta more than made up for it. There was, though, to be one final twist. In the 90th minute, substitute Nicky Jackson inadvertently deflected Ulises Segura's cross past Howard. It proved to be a hard-fought victory for DC in more ways than one. A broken nose for their captain, who put his body on the line to defend the lead and ultimately secure a much-needed 3 points.
The San Jose Earthquakes hadn't won in 11 games before the visit of a Real Salt Lake team who'd been victorious just once on the road this season and were without their suspended coach Mike Petke. After a forgettable first half, both sides created second-half chances. Justin Glad's header was as close as RSL came, Andrew Tarbell with a useful save. The ball stayed in play and San Jose swept from one end of the field to the other. Real Salt Lake were caught cold defensively, but as Nick Rimando advanced from his goal, Magnus Eriksson couldn't direct his finish accurately enough. The RSL keeper had to be at his brilliant best 25 minutes from time after San Jose's best moment. Quincy Amarikwa with a fierce volley that Rimando did wonderfully well to flick onto the crossbar. Both goalkeepers the stars of the piece as it finished 0-0.
Atlanta's 7th away win and NYCFC's defeat in Seattle means the Five Stripes have extended their lead at the top of the Eastern Conference. MLS Cup holders Toronto are still in with a shout to the playoffs.
FC Dallas extend their lead in the West to 6, while LA Galaxy and Portland go 3rd and 4th. Sporting KC are now down to 5th, and Vancouver are just 2 points away from the playoff places.
With the matchup between MLS All-Stars and Juventus just around the corner, Tata Martino will have to do without the fatigued Zlatan Ibrahimovic. But at least the rest of his roster have warmed up in style. The Italian giants have been warned.
Great move by Davies, so this would be something.
This copyrighted telecast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.